Phil Grande has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free. If anything, during that 10-day period, you're going to learn how the market really works. You're going to find information that you never had before. You're going to walk away and go, I didn't know that. So join my gang for 10 days free, philsgang.com. And you're also going to learn how to make money when the market goes down. It's kind of silly just sitting there when the market going down, hoping. Why hope when you can sell short and make money? Either way, you make money when the market goes up, you make money when the market goes down. That's the benefit of Phil's Gang. You make money.
Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level.
philsgang.com. Sign up free for 10 days.
When making wise investment decisions, Phil Grande has some sound reasons you should join Phil's Gang.
You know, when I started this, they asked me, okay, can you explain to people why they should join the gang? Gee, I thought about that. And I guess to make money. But more than that, to get good direction on which way the economy's really going. We get so much crap, so many lies, how great the economy is and how great the tech business is, and when it's not. The problem is we have too many people in Washington and in this industry that just don't tell the truth. The truth is everything. And here at Phil's Gang, we stick with the facts. We tell the truth. We make sure our members are getting the best information, and our listeners, like you. We make that information available to you and make it simple and understandable.
Good investing means understanding how the stock market works. Join today at philsgang.com. If you invest in the stock market, take a moment for this important advice.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You've got to stop listening to the fake business news networks because they tell you what you want to hear instead of what you need to hear.
Phil Grande guides you step by step on investing.
You're going to know exactly what the tone of the market is. Do I sell? Do I not sell? Do I buy?
All you need to know is philsgang.com.
Check it out, philsgang.com, philsgang.com. You're not alone. 80% of those in the stock market, just like you, lose money. Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Why do they lose? Because they don't know how to short stocks in down market. That will change once you use my patent Pro 2 color-coded chart. It works. The technology works. And it not only gives you an edge on the upside, but Pro 2 will put a smile on your face on the downside. That's right. Check it out. Free 10-day trial at philsgang.com.
If you invest in the stock market, take a moment for this important advice.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You've got to stop listening to the fake business news networks because they tell you what you want to hear instead of what you need to hear.
Phil Grande guides you step by step on investing.
You're going to know exactly what the tone of the market is. Do I sell? Do I not sell? Do I buy?
All you need to know is philsgang.com.
Check it out, philsgang.com, philsgang.com.
When you listen to the advice of Phil Grande at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard, things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. And I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up or why there's continued inflation or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand. Especially yields. The most important thing to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. These are volatile times in the stock market.
Market's up 200, then it's up 800, it's up 700.
How do you get the facts when investing?
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. If you're confused about the stock market, get unconfused. Go to my site, philsgang.com, and listen to my radio show every weekday at 3 Eastern. What is the market going to do? We know exactly what the market's going to do.
Phil's got the answers at philsgang.com.
There's no need for you to be losing money.
Check it out, philsgang.com. When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day it goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners or shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com.
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
The Fed survey for December finding that cuts are indeed in the cards. Maybe not as aggressively as the futures market has priced in.
Boy, remember that? They're telling us cuts. They're going to cut 3 to 6 times. Cut. Because the economy's doing better. Then they say, oh, no, we're not going to cut. We're not going to cut. They took the rates back from us. Here's the truth why they took the rates back from us. First of all, when on the rate cuts, when they said they were going to cut rates, remember, the inverted yield curve at the time, okay, when they said they were going to cut rates, has been with us almost 16 months. So in other words, since 1955, we've had 10 recessions. And in the yield curve, inverted, okay, when they had the 10 recessions, every time they had that the yield curve, we would have a recession, then we go to a crash. So in other words, there's proof that since 1955, we've had a recession and we've had a crash every time we had an inverted yield curve. Now, the thing with an inverted yield curve is once it inverts, it usually lasts about 15 months. And then it starts uninverting, if you want to call it that. It starts uninverting. And when it does that, that's when they go and they start cutting rates. And when they cut rates, that's when the inflation hits, and that's when you get a stock market crash. It's always been that way. So you get the inverted yield curve. 15 months later, it starts unraveling. And as it unravels, that's when they see it as a red flag. The Fed will start cutting rates, and it's that rate cut is what finally puts you into the recession, into a crash. So that's why they backed off and said, first there's, the economy's doing better, so we don't need these rate cuts. Then they figured it out. Wait a minute, the economy it's not doing better. And they were looking at the yield curve and they said, oh my God, we're at 15 months already, and this thing is starting to unwind. So if we do rate cuts, we're going to put ourselves right into a recession or right into a crash. So that's why they stopped it. Why can't they just tell the truth why they stopped it? But they don't. They can't tell the truth about anything, these people. Nothing.
In the U.S. economic growth, it's been so strong, so much stronger than everybody expected.
Economic growth. How can they say economic growth is strong? How can they say that? And just like this guy here keeps talking about how wage gains.
That's a pillar of Bidenomics, empowering workers. So we have seen really good wage results, particularly.
Oh my God, none of that's true. First of all, wage increases. Yes, they've gone up 15%, but at the same time, home prices have gone up as much as 32% or more. At the same time, auto prices have gone up 38%. At the same time, while they're bragging about how wages are going up, what they don't tell you is food is absorbing a record 15 to 22% of a person's home take pay. And they're calling that a good economy? What are you, nuts? This is crazy. This is nuts. How can they say we're doing well when under Biden, the average worker making $55,000 a year has to dip in his own pocket to take out $9,700 a year because of the inflation, because of higher prices. He doesn't have the $9,700, so he's putting it on a credit card. And that's why credit cards are now having historic delinquencies along with automobiles. But they're telling us we have a great economy. Economy's doing well. When Trump was the opposite, with his 4 years in office, they didn't have to take money out of their pocket. $6,500 went into your pocket, not $9,500 coming out of your pocket. But yet they'll sit there and lie and say how the economy's doing well. And that's insane. And how can they keep saying the economy's doing well when the federal government is spending as much on interest payments as it does on defense? Matter of fact, more. We're spending $1 trillion in interest a year. Our defense is $877 billion. Medicare's $940 billion. Social Security, $1.4 trillion. So my point is they're saying the economy's doing well. No economy's doing well when the government is spending that much on interest, which almost equals the amount of what you're paying for defense or Medicare or Social Security. What are you, nuts? It's crazy. And as a result, our government ability to invest in R&D and projects will be so limited, we won't even be able to compete with a third world country. So how can they say the economy's doing well when large portions of our debt are held by foreign investors, which means a substantial share of our national income doesn't stay in this country. It goes abroad instead of staying here at home. So that means we have less money here to manage any kind of a conflict, whatever it is, hurricanes, storms, war, whatever it is. This is insane, but they're saying, oh, we're doing very well. It's amazing. And then when under Biden, they're saying we have this great economy, everything's doing well now. But under Biden and his team, high deficits and high debt coupled with high inflation, high interest, make it so much harder to borrow in response to a recession. Or what if we have another pandemic? Or again, some other emergency, war, whatever, who knows? What are you, nuts? But they're telling us the economy is doing well? The federal budget already favors consumption on seniors over investments in our youth, our grandkids. We're not investing in them. And we're failing to address the rising debt, leaving our kids, our grandchildren, leaving them with a massive economic screwing. I mean, every time I hear these people tell us how things are doing well.
This continued strength of the U.S. economy and the potential for what we're seeing on the AI side is also making us think about a kind of Goldilocks scenario.
AI. I'm so sick of hearing about AI. Then how come think about AI. The S&P closed out up 24%, right, at the end of 2023. Let's talk about that. Everything's AI. Everybody's going AI crazy. So the S&P, the end of 2023, was up 24%. If we took the save 7 magnificent stocks out, we'd have erased the entire 24% and we wouldn't have made any money. In 2024, today's our 40th trading day. 40th trading day. And the S&P has gained 8%. However, just 4 of the 7 are now contributing. Whoa, what's going on? What happened? I'll explain when I get back. Join my gang free for 10 days.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
What does it take to be a successful investor in the stock market? Developing your skills and learning from an expert like Phil Grande and philsgang.com.
It doesn't have to be hard or complicated to learn how to invest in stocks properly. It's like anything else. You're going to golf, or you're going to learn how to play tennis, ski. You need to be with someone, learn off of them, one-on-one. Now that can be really expensive, cost thousands of dollars, but I have a program that you can join for 10 days free.
Go to philsgang.com and sign up for a free 10-day trial. Phil Grande has developed tools to teach you how to invest in stocks properly. Not only when to buy stocks, but how to sell stocks short.
85% of people in the market lose money. Get out of that group by just joining Phil's gang.
Now you can learn to invest like a pro with a pro, Phil Grande. Take advantage of this special offer for a free 10-day trial at philsgang.com.
Try it. 10 days free.
That's philsgang.com.
philsgang.com.
When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners or shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com. If you invest in the stock market, take a moment for this important advice.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You've got to stop listening to the fake business news networks because they tell you what you want to hear instead of what you need to hear.
Phil Grande guides you step by step on investing.
You're going to know exactly what the tone of the market is. Do I sell? Do I not sell? Do I buy?
All you need to know is philsgang.com.
Check it out, philsgang.com, philsgang.com.
If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, listen to this.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, I get so tired of listening to the same garbage every day, listening to the fake business news network telling you why you should buy this stock, why you should buy, and they're always wrong. Join my gang, philsgang.com, free for 10 days. You're going to learn when to buy a stock and when not to buy a stock. Hey, years ago, it was different. You could buy a stock based on fundamentals. You could buy a stock based on earnings. You could buy a stock based on PE ratios. Those days are gone. That ended with QE. That ended when they financially engineered the market in 2008. Gone. Now you got to follow the money. And we have the knowledge because we have the chart. Pro 2 color code chart tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to run like hell.
For a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Get the truth, get the knowledge, and understand how the market really works.
If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, just listen to Phil Grande.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. There's many reasons to listen to a radio show, but I think to listen to my show, you get the truth, you get clarity, and you get great information.
No matter what level of investor you are, Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success.
You know what? Most of all, it's fun. philsgang.com. Clarity, good information, and fun.
When you listen to the advice of Phil Grande at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard. Things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. And I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up or why there's continued inflation or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand, especially yields. The most important thing is to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grande. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Join our gang free for 10 days. And you're going to learn to use our Pro 2 color-coded chart. That's the chart that we designed. But you don't have to worry about the fundamentals. You don't have to look at fundamentals. The chart's been designed by way of following the money. Doesn't that make more sense to follow the money? You can sit there and look at fundamentals all day long, PE ratios, free cash flow. It doesn't mean anything today because it's different than it was years ago. Years ago, all that meant something because everybody was on an even playing field. And your broker, he wasn't buying the stock first and then selling it to you. That all changed with discount brokerage. When discount brokers started to, instead of charging $250, you could go to a discount brokerage for $10. It all changed. They weren't doing the research for you anymore. It's all BS. But they pretend they are. So the best thing to do is to follow the money. And we designed our own charts about 22 years ago, which are color-coded. So it simply means that if a stock is going to start going up, it will follow the money. Now, if there's not enough money in there and not enough institutions, whose money they follow? They follow the big institutions, the insurance companies, the hedge funds, the big boys. And if that, just like, for example, what happened when NVIDIA reported last week, remember the market only went up 475 points. I said to everybody on my podcast, my radio show, and I said to my gang, the next day I said, this doesn't make any sense. How the hell could this thing be up just 475 points? We should be up 700 points, 800 points, minimum 600. We weren't. And when you go back and look at the color-coded chart, it's showing you there's not enough money coming in, which means the institutions see what I'm looking at, that there's going to be a hell of a problem come March 11th with the banks, the regional banks. No one's even talking about it. That if we lose both ways, the market's going to go down both ways. If they decide on March 11th to kick the can down the road again, that they've been kicking the can down the road. Think about this. They've been kicking that can down the road for 14 years because they never fixed the first banking crisis, 2008, 2009. They never fixed it. They went in and they propped them up. And they propped it up with money supply. Remember, money supply in 2008 was $7 trillion. 7. So they started to prop that money supply up then. And now we're at $23 billion. I'm sorry, 23. I get the trillions and billions today confused. So where we are today with our money supply, that's been ongoing for 14 years. They've been propping up the stock market for 14 years, but we've been making a lot of money over 14 years. But at some point, when you're running the market up 14 years, think about it this way here. The Federal Reserve, they're the ones that's supposed to be making sure that the government doesn't create too much debt. Making sure the consumer, Main Street, doesn't create too much debt. They simply raise rates. We talked about this yesterday. When you raise rates, they stop spending and debt comes down. Then when things are good, they'll start cutting rates a little bit again. And remember, anytime they cut rates, that means the economy's doing poorly. It's doing poorly. You don't cut rates when the economy's doing good. So this banking crisis, not only do we have the banking crisis, I'll get back to that, but think about this. The market breadth has been terrible in this market. Terrible. Like I said, if you take what happened between 2023, when we ended in December, you look at that year, we're up 24%, 7 stocks made that 24%, just 7. That's it. The whole stock market, just 7. Now in 2024, today's our 40th trading day, we've gained 8%. However, just 4 of the 7 are contributing now. So we have the magnificent 4. Because the institutions are starting to take money out of the big tech stocks, and they're starting to move it where we've been moving it. For example, we've been doing terrific. We went to value stocks like American Express. And we got into American Express in November. We got in again in January. And we got about, I don't know, let's say from where it turned green, from red to green to where it is now, it's maybe about 20% return. So it depends on where you got in, but you made anywhere from 10 to 20. We did the same thing with JP Morgan. In other words, we were in all the other stocks. Remember, from July 2023 to October, remember all those bank stocks were collapsing, all the tech stocks were collapsing. We were shorting them. And then in October 2023, we turned around and we started to buy the banks, we started to buy the tech. And then as we were rallying, October, November, December, we started to buy a lot in November, December, January, we were in the tech stocks, we're in the bank stocks. Then all of a sudden we started to spot a rotation. So money was starting to come out of the 7 stocks, Mag 7. And that's why we said, okay, then let's stay with our JP Morgan, let's stay with American Express, let's stay with Costco, and those are doing fantastic. So to get caught just up with these tech stocks is insane. It's insane. And so there's a rotation, but they don't want to tell you that a rotation is going on. But going back to the market, we have one of the worst market breadths ever. And you take the NASDAQ stocks that everybody's in love with, for every 1 stock that goes up, 2 are falling. And nobody looks at the tech stock except for the 7. And then between February and March, where we are now, remember, that month always pulls back, always. It's always the volatile month. February and March, always volatile. You always buy, you know how they say, buying a dip, that goes on. And also it's more pronounced because in election years, for some reason, it's worse. And I don't know why, but it is. We have the banking crisis coming up on March 11th, and that could be, who knows what's going to happen with that. My guess is they're going to kick the can down the road, which means more inflation. So we don't win anyways. But at some point, everybody's going to have to pay for this. And the funniest thing is, or not funny, is the inverted yield curve. Nobody even talks about, like, oh, that's a nothing. When it's everything. And people still are thinking that that there's going to be a soft landing. They've been telling you that for months. It's not going to be a soft landing. It's impossible. We had 1 soft landing in 70 years.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Our team is comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. Phil's Gang has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. You don't need to be a seasoned investor to benefit from the Phil's Gang platform, no matter what level of investor you are. Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action, avoid market pitfalls, and start winning. with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Phil Grande has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free. If anything, during that 10-day period, you're going to learn how the market really works. You're going to find information that you never had before. You're going to walk away and go, I didn't know that. So join my gang for 10 days free, philsgang.com. And you're also going to learn how to make money when the market goes down. It's kind of silly just sitting there when the market going down, hoping. Why hope when you can sell short and make money? Either way, you make money when the market goes up, you make money when the market goes down. That's the benefit of Phil's Gang. You make money.
Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level.
philsgang.com. Sign up free for 10 days.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. Over the years, I've successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, the advice, and the software that will take your investing to the next level. I have a team comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. And the Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy, when to sell, when to hold, when to run like hell, even short. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. You don't have to be a seasoned investor to benefit from Phil's Gang and platform. No matter what level investor you are, my strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for the 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Avoid market pitfalls and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. You're not alone. 80% of those in the stock market, just like you, lose money. Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Why do they lose? Because they don't know how to short stocks in a down market. That will change once you use my patent Pro 2 color-coded chart. It works. The technology works. And it not only gives you an edge on the upside, but Pro 2 will put a smile on your face on the downside. That's right. Check it out. Free 10-day trial at philsgang.com.
What does it take to be a successful investor in the stock market? Developing your skills and learning from an expert like Phil Grande and philsgang.com.
It doesn't have to be hard or complicated to learn how to invest in stocks properly. It's like anything else. You're going to golf, or you're going to learn how to play tennis, ski. You need to be with someone. Learn off of them, one-on-one. Now, that can be really expensive. Costs thousands of dollars. But I have a program that you can join for 10 days free.
Go to philsgang.com and sign up for a free 10-day trial. Phil Grande has developed tools to teach you how to invest in stocks properly. Not only when to buy stocks, but how to sell stocks short.
85% of people in the market lose money. Get out of that group by just joining Phil's Gang.
Now you can learn to invest like a pro with a pro. Phil Grande. Take advantage of this special offer for a free 10-day trial at philsgang.com.
Try it. 10 days free.
That's philsgang.com.
philsgang.com.
Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264.
Welcome back to Phil's Gang. It really gets dangerous when people, we call them tourist traders, all they want is some hot stock. They just want, give me a stock, give me a stock. It's going to go up, right? And they're always looking for somebody to give them a hot stock. Those people always are broke. They never make money in the market. They're the 80% who never make money in the market. They make a couple hits there and there. It's not how the market works. First of all, money is made buying stocks. There's no question. But fortunes are made shorting stocks. That's right, shorting stocks. And if you take any stock, I don't care how strong it is, at one point, that stock's not going to be supported, and it'll start going down. So if you see the money coming out, I don't care if it's NVIDIA, take this one here. We're short this one. Where the hell is it? Is it AMG? Amgen? Yeah, Amgen. Yeah, Amgen. We started to short. Now, Amgen was a good stock. Amgen started to turn green on our chart, where our chart is a color-coded chart, where we designed it so that money all of a sudden was coming in. Okay, in other words, if we got in on November 1st, where it was around 255, we could have got in then, but my color-coded chart told me not to. So instead of getting in at a low of, let's say, 262, we got in at 273. So someone's going to say, well, gee, you left all that on the table. No. I got a high, on the color-coded chart, because I'm following the money, I got a higher probability to reach 400 if I get in at 273 than back at 262. And the only way you're going to know that is if your chart, like my chart, warns you of that, because you could get in, like all the regular charts the folks have, they're all the same, green, red, green, red, green, red. Now, by not getting in at let's say 262, that could save me a lot of money, because I could have got it as 262, and then when it got up to let's say 274, I think I'm doing good, but the next morning I wake up and all of a sudden the next morning it dropped all the way back to 255. Whoa. Well, with the color-coded chart, that doesn't happen to you. In fact, when you're in a stock and it's green and it's going up nicely and you think, hey, I'm making some good money, now all of a sudden money's being pulled out by the insurance companies, by the hedge funds, the big boys, but it'll turn yellow. It'll give you a warning. Money's coming out. So you don't need, why on earth do you need to follow the fundamentals? They do nothing for you. And all they do is they rig the fundamentals. Because they know that 99% of people don't even know what a fundamental is. They don't even understand what they are. They don't understand what PE ratios, so they can play games with them. They always say, here's our best list. And the reason the stock is on their best list, because they bought that stock. Now they got to sell it to you. They mark it up to you. But the point is, I don't want to get off the point. My point is, you follow the money is what you follow. And when the market's going down, you look for those stocks that aren't going down. That's called relative strength. And the stocks that I feel much like right now, if you've been in Costco, okay, or you've been in GE, you've made some good money and you're out of risk. And there's always risk, don't get me wrong. But GE, when that turned from green to red, GE was at around 113. Today it's 153. So that's 35%. Now, I'm not saying every gang member made 35%. They could if they decided to get in as soon as it went from red to green. But everybody gets in and out depending what they want to do with their money and so forth. But the idea is the stock is a nice, tight stock. In other words, you have a consensus. And it's a strong stock. So that kind of a stock, that's the one you want to find right there. Now, the other stocks, the Magnificent Seven stocks, used to be like that. They used to be like that. But now, if you go take a look at Microsoft, is a good example. All right? Here, let me go down to where my stocks are here. If you go down to take Microsoft. Now, Microsoft is broken apart at the top. In other words, it means that we had a nice consensus on Microsoft, okay, from when it broke out at 366, and then from 366 to 413, That was a beautiful consensus. I mean, it was nice and tight. A lot of money was going in. And then all of a sudden, it starts breaking apart. So it means you got the buyers and sellers arguing with each other. So when you trade, you want to make sure that you're in the position in that stock when it's in a consensus trend, we'll say, in a consensus trend where it's nice and tight. And if you go back and you take a look at, the stock, and let me just get it right here. So if you take a look at Microsoft back in October, we bought Microsoft back in October. And we had a beautiful consensus on that stock. God, it was beautiful. We got in around a low of 326, and then the consensus stopped right around 383. That's easy money. That's a 17% return. But now the other side of the coin comes. These stocks are going to go down. They're so overvalued. It's incredible. And the market, as I said, once you got the Magnificent Seven breaking down, what do you think is going to happen? And then you got the bank stocks. All these banks, they're in severe trouble. These regional banks are in real deep trouble. So a lot can happen. But if you know how to sell short, it doesn't matter what the market's doing. You have great confidence. So if you have a stock, okay, that you have your confidence, and you have the chart that's working with you, telling you if money's going in or money's coming out. What a difference that makes. And that's what we do here. And also what we do here is that when you join this gang, you're working right with us on our portfolio. So the portfolio we're in, you're right there with us. And we're explaining why we're buying it, why we're going to add to it, why we're going to now get ready to sell short. That's how you learn. But I'm telling you right now, the more I keep hearing these guys telling us everything's so wonderful, it just isn't. It's not. I mean, when you take a look at everything that's going on, I mean, if you think about it, after decades of this reckless, uninterrupted government borrowing, I mean, you know how much? I mean, the money supply has been should be illegal. The money supply, this borrowing and the money printing, personal debt hit $17 trillion. That means each person has a burden of $104,000 they owe. And someone says, "Well, I don't get a bill from the government for $104." Yeah, but when you go to the supermarket, that's where you get your bill right there. When you paid 2 weeks ago $2.70, now you're paying $3.25. There's your bill right there. And so when you have record personal debt of $17 trillion and you have record national debt at $34 trillion, here's the rub. And corporate debt at record $14 trillion, we should have never been there. See, that is the job of the Federal Reserve. That is the job of the Senate and House Banking Committee. But see, they let us get there. Why? Well, you know, Feinstein, she's dead now, right? How did Feinstein make $150,000 a year, end up with a $25 million house in Aspen, $36 million beautiful home in Lake Tahoe, a $22 million house in San Francisco, I think it is, or outside of San Francisco, on $150,000, $200,000 a year.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, I've been doing this business of trading over 55 years. God, they make it so complicated. It doesn't have to be. The best way to learn is to follow me, my actual investments. That's right. When I buy a stock, you follow me. Do exactly what I do. That's the best way to learn.
Check out the free 10-day trial. Learn more at philsgang.com.
Be my co-pilot at philsgang.com. Do what I do.
That's philsgang.com. When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day it goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners and shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com. Want the truth when investing in the stock market? Here's how.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. Listen to my radio show every day because that's where you're going to get the truth. You're not going to get the truth listening to these dopes on Fake Business News Network. The other day, Kramer said, don't listen to the banks. They're giving you wrong information. When he told you to buy Merrill Lynch, remember? And what happened? They went broke.
Get the truth at philsgang.com.
Join my gang, philsgang.com. Get the truth. And also listen to me on my podcast on YouTube and Rumble. That's philsgang.com.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here. And it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, I've been doing this business of trading over 55 years. God, they make it so complicated. It doesn't have to be. The best way to learn is to follow me, my actual investments. That's right. When I buy a stock, you follow me. Do exactly what I do. That's the best way to learn.
Check out the free 10-day trial. Learn more at philsgang.com.
Be my co-pilot at philsgang.com. Do what I do.
That's philsgang.com. Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grande. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
Welcome back to Phil's Gang. You know, we've had our members, our clients, we got them into a little bit of oil and a little bit of, we bought USO. In other words, that's where you can invest in the price of oil. If you think it's going to go up, you buy USO. We've been doing pretty good with that because we see oil going higher. Gold has been volatile, okay, but still doing good because gold itself is above 2,000 again. But I think your gold and your oil are going to be big movers. I don't know when, I can't tell you when, but I know, remember, we are always looking forward. That's the best service we can give our members, that we are always, myself, Steve and Willie, all of us here, we're always thinking, look forward. What's going to happen going forward? What we're working on today, we already knew this way back 3-4 months ago it was going to happen. That's how the market works. That's how any successful business works. That's how any successful athlete, you can anticipate. The athlete who's the great athlete, he can anticipate. The one that's a dope and can't anticipate, he's gone. He's out of the game. He's the fourth, fifth stringer. But anticipation of the stock market is so important. And you don't want to get caught up with the garbage, the noise. And they throw noise at you all day long with these jibber-jabbers. All day long they lie to you. The dollar never lies. The flow of money never lies. So if you're sitting there and you have a portfolio of 6 stocks, that's all you need. 6 stocks, good brand names. And then you don't care if they go up or they go down, because you have the same skills of making money when they go down as going up. That is the key right there. Someone answered me, why is it that 80% of the people lose money in the stock market? Because they refuse to learn how to sell a stock short. That makes the difference between success and failure. And that's why over 85% of people fail. They try to market and they leave and they never come back. But not once do they ever try to learn how to short. Once you learn how to short, the market's the greatest place in the world to make money. Because it's liquid all the time. You can go in, you buy a stock, you think you made a mistake, you can, boom, turn around, click the mouse, you're right out. Can't do that with a house or anything else. But getting back to, we have such a bad monetary policy. Our dollar is not going to collapse. Anyone tell you dollar's going to collapse, but that's BS. We got 66 countries that are tied to our currency, tied to our greenback. It's not going to go down. But it doesn't mean it can't take one hell of a haircut, and it will. And that's why we've been, for at least 4 or 5 months now, every day we watch our oils and we watch our gold mining stocks. That's what we do. And the people who are with us every day, they watch what we're doing. We share with them what we're doing. That's how you learn. But again, the dollar won't go away, but it will collapse, because Bidenomics has led to us with this excessive money printing that led to hyperinflation, to our destruction of our dollar. Remember, they're talking about everybody's talking about the potato chips and it's half a bag. Man, the reason is because the dollar's being destroyed. The dollar's being destroyed. And so you got to be ready. Now, I don't know. I told my members that maybe gold will go up 2 months from now, maybe 6 months from now. But does it matter? We're going to need the money just as bad then as now. So the idea is to stay on it and watch it. Look, when you have record personal debt, record national debt, record corporate debt, record 40-year high inflation, how do you think we got there? Think it was some big mistake? It was by design. It was so when Feinstein was alive, she could have a $25 million home in Aspen, $36 million home in Lake Tahoe, $22 million home in San Francisco. Same with Pelosi, all these people. And the people who are on the board, the banking board, the Senate and House banking, they're gangsters. They're making a fortune. They want inflation. What are you, nuts? Remember, when the economy's slow, no matter if you're a Democrat president or Republican, when the economy slows and you're in the White House, they panic. Then they have the Fed increase the money supply. First thing, increase the money supply, increase the money supply. They don't give a damn because it's inflationary. Their artwork goes up, their diamonds go up, their vineyards go up. They don't care. First thing they do, increase the money supply, increase the money supply. And they do that through printing and through borrowing. And that boosts inflation, which they don't care, which makes them wealthier than they were when before they got out of bed the other night or the other morning. Now, think about this massive money supply. Who controls it? Wall Street, through QE. Now, Wall Street, they control it. Because who owns the Federal Reserve? Wall Street guys own the stock in the biggest banks. And the 5 biggest banks owns the stock in the Federal Reserve. So they're all working for themselves. They're not working against you. They're just working for themselves, what happens to be against you. So they control the 5 largest banks. And the 5 largest banks control the Federal Reserve. And they control the money supply. And they do it through QE. What do? What's QE? A scam. It used to be illegal. They'll take the money. They go to the 5 biggest banks. The 5 biggest banks are broke. They go in. They're not liquid. And they buy from them garbage. They'll buy from them their bad mortgages, their bad treasuries, and replenish them with cash. So let's say they got $1 million worth of treasuries and mortgage-backed securities, $1 million. But they're only worth really about $50,000. You think they pay them $50,000? No, they pay them the $1 million. There's inflation. They don't care. They pay them the $1 million. And then they take the money and then when they loan it, now the banks have all this money, and they say, okay, now go loan it to this company and give them the money at maybe 1%. And the company, what do? They don't buy new equipment, new machinery. They don't expand information technology. They do one thing, buy their own shares. And everybody in Wall Street knows those shares. And everybody in Congress knows those shares, and they buy them. And the shares go straight up without profits. They don't need profits. You don't need earnings to have stocks go up. All you have to do is keep reducing the amount of shares a company has. If they have 1 million, go in and give the CEO money to reduce it from 1 million down to 600,000. Now their stock went from $30 to $60. Not because of profits, because they reduced the amount of shares outstanding. It's called QE. That's what they do. And the stocks go up. Now they're up 60%, 70, 120%, 200%. And then you get all the tourists jumping in. Buy, and they all jump in. But at one point, remember, it all stops. It all stops. Because, remember, the Fed, when they purchase from these 5 largest banks all their worthless treasuries and mortgages to replenish the 5 banks with all this cash, they decide, okay, are they going to take it and put it in their business? And they're going to invest in their business or buy their own stocks? They always buy their own stocks. So shares go from 100 1/4 to 5 1/4 over 14 years. So who's getting rich? The CEO's getting rich? The people at the plant at the factory don't get rich. The company doesn't benefit. Just Wall Street benefits. That's all. And who's behind this? Congress. They let it happen. And see, Congress is supposed to, especially the Senate and House Banking Committee, they're supposed to make sure this inflation doesn't happen. They're supposed to raise rates, but they didn't. They didn't raise rates. That's why we're in the mess we're in. They didn't raise rates. Because it wasn't enough for Feinstein to have a house in Aspen at $25 million. It wasn't enough she had a house at Lake Tahoe for $36 million. That wasn't enough for her. Or all these other people in Congress. So but they're not on your side. But you don't need them to be on your side. Let us be on your side. Why don't every day you just trade right next to myself, Willie, Steve, just trade next to us. How can you not do well? What am I getting? Free. $10. Check it out.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grande, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me to make